What is going up, guys? I've been ordering parts, I've been slacking on the videos, but today we're gonna have some content for you. I got lower control arms in. I'm gonna get out the way and put them in now. Still waiting for some other stuff to finish drying and get done. But today we're installing the lower control arms, man. This thing's gonna be sick. So I got the Godspeeds. They're cherry red. It ended up taking a little extra. It ended up taking more time because they didn't send the front tension rods, so I had to wait. And they're not the same color that they were supposed to be. But let's just get them on. I think they look good. Let's go take a look at them right now. Just already opened them to look at them. These are just the Godspeed lower control arms. You see they're adjustable. Front tension rods. Like I said, these came separate. I just threw them in the box. You can see how crusty mine are. Definitely crusty. These are actually pretty new. They're only a few months old, but I'll save these as spares, or I'll put them on another car. So I'm gonna get started by pulling off the caliper and cutting the wheel all the way, just so I can have a little bit more room for that bolt. Try to hammer it out. So here's my angle right now. It's not too bad. It's gonna be a lot better. So you guys probably think these rotors and calipers look a little shot. I think I got an idea for that, but I'm gonna pull them off now just so we can get to everything. I'm gonna have to disconnect the coilover to get to this bolt because my sockets are pretty big. So I'm gonna pop the coilover off real quick. Well, damn. Well, this is gonna be way easier now. Jeez. Leave the nut sticking out so whenever you hit it with the hammer, you don't damage the bolt if you're trying to reuse it. All you gotta do is leave the nut, thread it onto the bolt, and just whack it a few times and it breaks free. Just like that. Now the LCA is free. I can unbolt the lower control arm bolts and the front tension rod. I'm surprised the bushing isn't that bad, or these have been replaced. These are rock solid almost. And there we go. Front tension rod and LCA is removed. As you guys can see, did some spring cleaning. It looks way better. Cleaned all the grease off of everything. It's the time to put the new lower control arms on. Done. Now all we gotta do is bolt it back together. Tighten up all the bolts. Let's make sure they're snug. After you get your brake line clip in, you're done. And by the way, remove these. This is the bump stop. I'm just going none for maximum angle. Look at that. You can already see how much angle I've gotten. That's a good little bit. It's gonna be a little bit more when the rest of the stuff comes. So I'm gonna knock out the other side and get the wheels back on. Break 2 bolts off for the struts. Remove the brake line clip. Break the caliper bolts. Then remove the caliper. Remove the dust cap. And the cotter pin. And break the nut loose for the wheel bearing. And remove the wheel bearing hub and rotor, just like that. Butter. Break the bolts loose. Remove the cotter pin on the ball joint bolt. And break the bolt loose. And hammer the bolt. Remove the bolt for the control arm. And this one. And remove it. Old crusty lower control arm and tension rod is out. Install the new LCA. And the tension rod. Torque down the bolts. Bolt the ball joint in. And torque the ball joint down. And install the new cotter pin. And bolt the knuckle back onto the coil. And throw the bolts in. And torque the bolts down. So I'm actually just going to leave the wheel bearing hub and brakes off. The lower control arms are on both sides. I'm just going to leave this all off. There's no point in me putting it back on, especially with the plans for the next video. So here's just a normal 15 on it. You can see how much angle I got. It looks so good. So you'll understand why I left the other side taken apart in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe for more. I'll see you guys later.